Hello. I picked up this sled, a little craft sled, one time when I was thrifting, and I decided I'll make a Santa sleigh this holiday out of it. So I had these paint sticks parts of paint sticks left over from another craft. So I glued those on with some wood glue for the sides. And then I started painting it. So I decided gold for the runners. And then I was going to paint it red, but I needed it a little darker to cover up the wording. And also I thought I wanted it a little rusticy looking because I'm going to put a toy bag on it, and the toy bag will be a nice bright velvet red. So I thought I'd do the sleigh a little more of a reddish brown rustic look. So I went with a burnt umber for my first coat, which gave me good coverage and give me that deeper rustic red I was looking for once I put the bright red on top. So, and that was just Christmas red I used. So when my sleigh was all dry, I added some reins. Now this rope was wrapped around something over some gift on the holidays last year, and I just save it if I think it's going to be useful in crafting. So it's a little big for this, so I'm just going to unravel it and use 2 strands for my reins. And then, of course, every Santa sleigh needs some bells to jingle all the way. So I just twisted those around the reins. And add a little more decoration, some fake fur, and a bow, and a little wreath. For the bag, I had this red velvet material. I used it last year to make a big standing gnome next to my Christmas tree. I'll put a link to the video there if you hadn't seen that one. And so now I'm cutting it up and using it for several projects. I recently made a Santa for tree topper with it, and now I'm using it for this sack. So I just cut a bag shape, and I'm just going to glue this instead of sewing it today. And then I'm folding down the little top edges here, so when I turn it inside out, it'll be a finished edge. So there's my bag, and I'm going to put a little rice in the bottom so it will sit nice on the sleigh. And then I'm going to fill it up most of the way with some polyfill, and I'll have some space here at the top for the toys to sit, which is what I'm making next. A little block of wood, just paint it like some books. And with this tiny tip, I'll put a title. I'm just putting some Christmas words, ho ho ho, and little scribbles, just to look like there's some titles on here. These little blocks, I'm just going to paint some letters on them. So I just got a little rectangle of wood and two little rounds of wood. One time at the thrift store, I had got a bunch of little wood kits for making like airplanes, truck things. And anyways, I just took them apart so I'd have the little pieces. And I'm using a couple pieces from that today. Two little round wheel-like and one little rectangle. So it'll be like a truck in the bag, and I'll just have it down in like that. And all you'll see is the wheels. So we'll make the truck a blue, I think. And now I'm going to make a little doll to put in the Santa sack. I've just got some beige material here, and that'll be the dolly face, the dolly body, and I'll make a little doll. So, let's see, that's our dolly's face. And now we'll just put a little dress on her. And I thought this looked a bit like a gingerbread man, so I'll paint it cinnamon brown. And put all kinds of little white dots, and there we go. So I had these, they had candy in them at one time from the dollar store. I had just dumped the candy out because I had wanted the shapes. I've wrapped some in fabric, and I'll be doing some more this Christmas. But I just want one of these red ones for today. I'm going to add a little bit of cinnamon brown to my red to make it a little duller. My candy cane is all painted the red there, so I've got sorry, I've got some vintage white I'm gonna use, and a little baking soda in there, although it is quite a thick paint. There we go, and a little bit of baking soda texture will make it seem more candy-like. and around we go. I do prefer the Epsom salt, and I can crush it up a little finer if I need to, over glitter. Try, that looks very candy. It's got some little pieces of fake tree branch here. I'm making into a wreath. Got a bunch of these poinsettias. And I'm just going to glue this little wreath here together a little better. I'm going to take those little dots off. It's always a good idea to lay them out. Now that I'm recording, I've got my dolly in, then I put the bear, then a present, and another present just on the top there. Going to represent a ball, this marble, so I'll just glue there. And then some books. And truck back here. Gingerbread there. And then those blocks. And this tree. Bring present here. Spool and painted it red, and then I'm just putting paper, and this paper here has a little fake writing on it there. So I'm just gonna glue that around. I should have wrote on that first, but here we go. Let's put it all together. So the Santa sack here. My little scroll, naughty or nice list, along with the wreath on the back. I hope you like it. If you do, you might like my Santa tree topper next. Thank you for creating with me.